Assassinations.
3 shots were fired at President
Shots
Kennedy.
fired at the Minister of Information as he was...
Subversion and plots against his government.
That's right. This is the unfortunate reality that every head of state must deal with on a daily basis. People in your own country, political dissidents, or even foreign adversaries trying to take your life to disrupt your country or even seize power for themselves. Now, fortunately, or maybe unfortunately, depending on what side you're on, most of these assassinations are unsuccessful because they're stupid. That's right, most of these would-be assassins put together bad strategies to take out their political opponents, maybe because they're delusional, maybe they're psychotic, maybe they're unmedicated, maybe they're just plain dumb. And today, we're ranking the best, and by the best, I mean the worst assassination attempts of all time. I mean, we got everyone on here, everyone from Andrew Jackson, Fidel Castro, George Bush, Gerald Ford, Louis XV, Benito Mussolini, and we even talk about Donald Trump's near miss that almost took his life in Butler, Pennsylvania. This episode's got it all. We're gonna be ranking all the worst assassination attempts in US history and putting them all into one easy list. So, sit back, enjoy yourselves, and welcome to camp. What's up, people, and welcome back to camp. Thank you for joining me in my beautiful tent once again. This is Tent Talks. You guys already know what that is if you're a diehard camper. If you're a regular camp head, you already know what that is, but for anyone that doesn't know, this is the show where I explain the most interesting, fascinating, and controversial stories from around the world, throughout history, across galaxies, to my dumbest friends. And today we got a good one. My dear friend, Max Manticof. How are you, sir?
Thanks for having me, dude.
Yeah,
I didn't know you only brought Boy Scouts on this podcast.
Yeah, facts. Were you a Boy Scout?
Huh?
Were you a Boy Scout?
Of course. I led the pack.
I don't think it's a pack. Wait, what kind of fucking
Boys.
Dominican Boy Scout group were you in? You're like,
Bro,
yo,
I'm not going to lie. There was a lot of baseball bats and we were on a field.
yeah, you were on a baseball team.
They were like, yeah, dude, we're playing Boy Scouts. Like, I don't know, man.
Yeah. I don't think you were in the Boy Scouts at all. Because if that's the case, I feel like you would have been an Eagle Scout because you don't seem like a quitter.
I don't know what that means.
An Eagle Scout? You're the biggest liar in the world. See?
What do you mean? I never got badges.
You didn't? No, those are medals for getting third place.
They did give us chewing tobacco, though.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
How old were you the first time you did dip?
I don't know, but I don't know if this is gay or not, but they had me playing first base.
First base, I don't think is gay. I think catcher's probably the gayest.
I think I just played baseball.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, I think it was a completely different thing.
Yeah, you definitely play baseball. But I think catcher's gayer than first base.
Catcher's gayer?
Yeah.
I mean, it depends what position he's in.
I mean, if you're catching, you're in a squat.
You never fucking a squat?
No.
You got to believe in yourself.
Today, I have a wonderful topic for you, Max. We're talking about...
Big things?
We're talking about big things. We're talking about the worst assassination attempts in history.
I don't think they did it.
Who's that?
I'll go for it.
Any of them?
Yeah, any of them, man. Here's the thing about assassinations, man. It's always a guy that just doesn't seem like he was ready for the moment.
Yeah. I mean, if they've failed, you mean?
Even the guys who, like, did it, like, it's always kind of sus, no? Like, all the big ones, like, I'm immediately thinking presidents. Like, I don't know what the topics are going to be, but I'm thinking presidents. I'm like, right?
Wait, you're saying, I don't know what you're saying. You're saying that they did do it or they didn't do it?
It's like, how was that accessible? It's just
I see.
That where I'm like, nah, something set up. Like the
think,
most recent one is crazy.
Oh, with old Crook Daddy, old Crooks and
that's crazy.
Yeah, there's some fugaziness going on.
A lot. Like a lot of people being like, yeah, we saw him. Like, hey, man,
it's either extreme negligence or
it's got to be more than that.
He was set up.
Yeah, there's got to be a guy who's also. To nip the ear is still absurd.
Yeah, it's crazy. There's actually a video I saw recently that shows his ear scar. Would you mind pulling this up? Would you mind, Donald Trump, search ear scar. There's one specifically. Do you see that right there?
Yeah.
That's the first image that I saw that shows the wound on his ear.
Also, how do you not think you're a god after that?
Right? You're like, oh, I'm here for...
Yeah, like Kanye's done it for... close to nothing.
Yeah.
You know, it's like that guy lost his mind. Like, you almost get assassinated, bro. It only nips your ear. You go, come on.
I'm him.
You look up, you go, come on.
I'm him.
Yeah, come on, big guy.
Yeah.
It's just me and you here.
Yeah. No, I agree with your general sentiment. Most of the time when there are these assassination situations, it's like, oh, there's some fugazi going on.
It's also always like some guy that's like, it's just too sus.
Yeah. No, it's all very strange.
Why can it never be a guy like with a family?
Lee Harvey Oswald randomly happens to be in Russia working with the CIA, goes and kills JFK, then he gets killed 48 hours later. Seems a little strange, if you ask me.
Abraham Lincoln.
Oh, yeah. Link Dog and John Wilkes Booth. You know what's fascinating about that, actually? Alrighty, don't skip forward, guys, because I am on the road, world's fastest ad read, coming at you. I'm going to be in Bangor, Maine, Portland, Maine, Charleston, South Carolina, Atlanta, Stroudsburg, Hoboken, Indianapolis, Buffalo, Raleigh, Poughkeepsie, Portland, Oregon, Fort Worth, Texas, Austin, Texas, Stanford, Philly, Levittown, Chandler, Arizona, San Diego. I'm also going to be adding Toronto, Montreal, as well as Washington, D.C., and a bunch of other dates. You can get all that at themarkagnon.com. Dates are in the description, also in probably the comments of this episode. Go see me on the road. Come hang out. I'll be hanging out with everyone after the show. Come shake my hand. Call me an idiot. Whatever you want to do, I will be there. Additionally, I will be doing my 1 hour of stand-up comedy. I'm very proud of this hour. I'm really excited to share with you guys, and it would mean the world if everyone could come on out. And what do you wear to a show on the road? That's a great question. You can go to campgoods.co. That's right. We got merch. We got camp merch. We got hats, hoodies, t-shirts. A lot of stuff is out of stock. Things have been selling like hotcakes, but we're going to be restocking everything in all the sizes. So you can go there right now, get all the merch, get all the coolest clothing in the podcast game. We're going to be updating that site regularly. And if you come out to a show, I'd love to see you sporting some of the threads that we got up online. I will see you guys there. Let's get back to the show. John Wilkes Booth, his father was named Junius Brutus Booth. That was his dad's name.
Okay.
Junius Brutus, one of the most famous assassins of all time, killed Julius Caesar.
That's wild.
That happens to be his dad's name, just by coincidence. All of them happen to have done the reenactment of Shakespeare's Julius Caesar. And I'm pretty sure John Wilkes Booth at one point in time played Brutus, the assassin that kills the leader, and then does it in real life.
That's wild. Some people get male pattern baldness from their family.
No.
Not that family.
Yeah. He inherited assassination.
Itchy trigger finger. Yeah,
it's wild. Let's kick it off with an all-time famous assassination attempt that then turned into a real assassination.
Hit me.
The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand.
That's an important one?
You've heard of this guy.
What does he do?
1914. This is what kicked off World War I.
Oh, there we go.
Which then kicked off World War II, then kicked off everything that we're in now. So this is how crazy it is. He eventually succeeded in murdering these guys, all right? The Archduke was going to Sarajevo, okay? He's passing through the city on a motorcade. The route is published ahead of time.
Time out. It's been 3 sentences. You've used 4 words I don't recognize.
Sarajevo is the capital.
Dude, can you fucking plug this into a PG translator, bro?
No, this is good. This is good. We'll slow down. Franz Ferdinand is the Archduke at this time of the Austro-Hungarian Empire.
Okay.
That's just a place.
Yeah.
And he's in Sarajevo, in Bosnia. It's the capital of Bosnia.
Also, some say the dangerous whites.
Yes. Oh, my goodness. Of the most dangerous, for sure.
Oh, my God.
And this guy goes through a motorcade through the whole city in 1914, and they publish the route ahead of time. They tell everyone, hey, this is where I'm going to be. Chilling in my car.
How'd they get the route? 1914? Letters. Pictures.
It's in the newspaper.
Someone drew it.
They put it in the newspaper to say, hey, this is where the Archduke is going to be on this date at this time. The plan was to have several assassins stationed at several points along the road, each with a pistol or an explosive, and there was going to be several in case one of them didn't succeed. As the Archduke passed in his car, an assassin would throw a bomb to blow it up, to shoot him, or to kill him. All right?
How many failed attempts were there?
Dude, think about it, right? Like, there's like at least like 4 guys that
to
are
look back and be like, yo, those last 4 were crazy.
Yeah.
And then the next guy gets you.
It's like you're playing Mario Kart. There's just shells and bananas behind you.
Bananas, bro.
Yeah, it's wild. So the Archduke is going, all right? He passes the first assassin, which is where the first attempt was supposed to start, okay? Of the attended assassins, 2 of them got scared and left. One felt pity for his wife who was in the car and didn't shoot. Another one, his equipment failed. And then one of the assassins finally, on the route, throws a bomb. He misses his throw and the bomb exploded behind the car, injuring 20 people. As the Archduke was whisked away to safety, the assailant jumped over a bridge into a waterway to make his escape, then discovered that the water was 10 centimeters deep and broke his leg.
Nice.
Taking a poison pill to evade capture didn't work since the poison was low quality and he just sat around vomiting while the police went down to collect him. So this guy,
what a day,
throws a bomb, misses, hits 20 people, jumps over the bridge, breaks his leg, has poison to kill himself, takes the poison, doesn't die, just starts throwing up everywhere. Later that day, the Archduke was on his way to the hospital where the victims of the attack were being treated. The personal chauffeur, this guy, Leopold, didn't know his way around Sarajevo and makes a wrong turn. They go into a dead end. He tries to back up, but then the car stalls out. So now they're on this motorcade after 4 or 5 assassination attempts. They're stuck in a dead end.
At that point, you got to be suspicious.
Yeah, right? You're like, there's 20 assassins. The whole city's trying to kill me. And now they're stuck in a dead end. The assassin, okay, this guy, Gavrilo Princip, he just so happened to stop right in front of the place where the spot where they were stalled.
Mr. No Legs.
I don't know if he was the one with the no legs. I think he might have been one of the other ones who's like who the equipment failed.
Also, that guy's story is just like a frat bro from like Syracuse.
Imagine.
Yeah, legs broken, filled himself with poison. Hey, that's called Hennessy.
Throwing up everywhere. Yeah.
That's called vodka. Georgie.
Yeah. Basically, this guy Gavrilo, he's sitting there getting something to eat in front of like a restaurant where the guy gets stuck. Pulls out his pistol, shoots him.
Still pays his check. Tough.
Probably. Tips 100%. Who gives a shit? You know what I mean? Shoots this guy, actually kills him, and then kicks off all of World War I. Crazy.
Yeah, that's a lot. What do you order?
I think it was a sandwich. If my memory's not mistaken, I think it genuinely was like,
really?
Like a BLT.
At least it's food. If he's just getting, like, if a guy's sitting out there just getting dips, you go, this is sus. Like, someone should have known. But why did he just get hummus?
Dude, imagine a full ice cream cone. Just sitting there, just scarfing down a cream. Yeah, dude, this is the guy right there. The man who shot Franz Ferdanand, Gavrilo Princip.
Oh, this guy.
Nice jacket.
Yeah, but this guy, you know what this guy looks like? You ever seen Prison Break?
No.
This looks like the guy who tells people to hold his pocket.
Yeah. I have no idea what happened to this guy. He probably got caught and then he got executed.
How tall is that guy? Not tall.
But back in the day, he was probably tall for the time.
No.
Towering over people at 5'3". You know what I mean? Like, I feel like back in the day, like if you were 5'5", you were like set.
Yeah, you think any men ever got like horseshoes put on the bottom of their feet, dude, to get taller?
I'm pretty sure
like,
that's
nailed in. Like, yo, let me get 3 inches.
This is why men used to wear high heels. Like Louis XVI. Can we pull up a picture of Louis XVI's shoes? Louis XVI, infamously, the monarch of France, wore these super ostentatious high heels.
I know you're French, but you know how they are.
Oh, dude, look at these. Easily 2 inches.
Yeah.
The original Timbs.
Also, maybe a tap dancer. The thing is, like, no one's ever asked about, like, his hobbies.
Yeah. He did dabble in tap dancing.
Like, there's for sure been a politician who's pulled up to give a speech in, like, Jordans, and you're like, yo, he got a game after.
Obama.
Like, oh, really?
I mean, he was the all-time.
That felt crazy.
He was the all-time presidential shooter. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why we're saying it.
Wait, why are you saying it? What other reason is there to say it?
What do you mean? He's just a hooper, man.
He just happens to like the beautiful game of basketball.
Yeah.
For no reason.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe being black helps, sure. Okay, we'll go with that also. This is another great assassination attempt. Again, this is fake.
Also, this guy, I mean, how did they have the whole story of like what his day looked like?
Because they all ratted.
Okay, fair.
And they were like, look, I killed him, but there were 7 other guys that were involved. You got to take them down too.
Yeah.
And I'm sure when he was locked up, he was like, look, I'm not the only one. Start singing like a bird.
There's 13 more guys.
Yeah.
Everyone's got bullets.
He's probably telling him like, dude, this is so embarrassing.
Yeah.
I didn't even mean to kill him.
Yeah.
It was kind of his fault.
Yeah, and one guy's in a Honda Civic with his wife still arguing.
Yeah, like, babe, I'm going to be late for the assassination. I got to go. Why do you always bring up old shit right when I'm trying to do work?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You know I'm here for something.
I have a job to do.
Yeah,
and
you said you wanted to come and you would shut up.
And now you're saying I never listen. Yeah, I have a lot on my mind, okay? Yeah. I have to go kill the Archduke Franz.
Literally busy.
It's the worst.
Women just don't get it.
I feel like, no, there actually are a few women that do get it. The assassination of Gerald Ford. Yeah. Okay, we'll get to him later.
Good transition.
1835, there's a house painter named Richard Lawrence, and he tries to assassinate the President of the United States, Andrew Jackson. His reasoning was because Jackson's war on the bank, and he did not believe it was constitutional, and it hurt the economy of his supporters. Richard's reasoning was that if Jackson was killed, then he would receive the money from his estate in England, as he believed that he was King Richard III, who died in 1485. So this guy, Richard Lawrence.
Psychopath, essentially.
Maybe reincarnated.
I'm that guy.
Maybe he was like, I'm the king of England. Reincarnated. Also, by the way, Richard III died in 1485.
Cuck shit, bro.
What do you mean?
To wake up and be like, yo, that guy that died, that's me, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, just be you, bro.
What if
build your own life?
What if you get to be someone else that's way sicker?
Nah.
I like you're turning this like a fucking Tony Robbins lecture.
Yeah, that's weird, bro.
Unleash the power of yourself.
Bro, you have to be yourself.
Yeah.
Murder or not.
That's true. Yeah, he didn't stand on it.
Bro.
He was like, look, I killed him, but for a good reason. I'm the king of England, and I deserve all this money.
Yeah.
So that's what he thought. So there were a bunch of eyewitnesses that claimed that Richard would mutter to himself about Jackson, and once claimed, I'll be damned if I don't do it. This is what Richard Lawrence, a famous house painter, said. Other people believe that this guy went crazy because he was painting houses and was inhaling all the mercury that was in the paint at the time.
Very Antonio Brown of him.
Yeah. He got a little CTE.
Rumor has it, yeah, Antonio Brown used to go out there when they freshly painted the fields. And just a couple laps for the boys.
What if that was really what it was? What if that's the whole NFL CTE problem?
Yeah.
It's not the tackles.
It's that these guys are going out there early to practice.
Freshly painted.
Yeah, man.
The fumes on the field. Hot day.
Yeah.
They're just breathing it all in. It's very possible. We should look into that. This guy, Richard Lawrence, not Richard III, that's the king of England.
Yeah.
Richard Lawrence, on January 30th, after Jackson was leaving a funeral, he draws a pistol and fires it at Jackson, but it misfires. But he has a second pistol. Drops that one. Says, fuck it. Reloads. Like straight up Halo.
When was this? When was the time?
1835.
Bro, that's got to take a minute.
Well, if you got two on lock, you know what I mean?
It's like being a mass shooter with a musket.
Yeah.
You're like, bro, you're going to get like 3 people, maybe, bro. You got to reload that whole shit, bro.
That, like, I think Sam Morril had a joke about that, where he's like, look, make guns legal, but they got to be muskets.
That's fun.
You know what I mean? So everyone can have a gun, they got to be muskets.
You get one good one. And you got to hit.
Yeah. I think his last tag was, then, like, gangs in Chicago would just look like Hamilton.
Yeah. Oh, look, they're doing a play.
Yeah, you got to have the powdered wig, you got to have the musket,
Yeah,
but you can shoot it.
The nativity. No, bro, that's just a baby mama, bro. That's just...
January 30th, Jackson's leaving this funeral. He shoots him, misfires, okay? Draws a second gun.
7 seconds later, yeah.
That second gun also misfires. Both of them jam up.
Clicks them together, becomes a machine gun, dude. Playing numbers, he goes, yo, 2.
Oh, yo, that's
goofy. Yeah, sometimes people go, how do you do that? And it's like, here's the thing, bro, just watch. He
tried it.
Yeah.
Didn't work. And unfortunately, when Jackson discovered what was going on, like, he turns around, he's like, yo, what's everyone yelling about? This guy's got 2 guns on the ground, both of them, picks him up, fucking wailing him around, nothing's coming out.
Yeah.
He goes and attacks Richard with his cane. Starts beating him.
Guy's a cane?
Andrew Jackson has a cane.
Oh, yeah.
Starts beating his would-be assassin with the cane until the crowd pulls him off. Jackson was 68 at the time. Crazy.
That's really good.
In his trial, Richard was deemed insane and would spend the rest of his life in different hospitals until he died in 1861.
Smart.
Right?
Smart.
Would you plead insanity?
Yes, bro. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's
Here's the thing is I'm comfortable in my own space. Like if you like tied me up, I get it. You threw me in a white room. It's like I still kind of prefer that over prison.
Really?
Yeah, a little bit. And also, like, not everybody gets a straitjacket. You just gotta wild out.
No, that's crazy. You would go crazy. You would go crazy if you're in a white room.
At some point.
Like, everyone that I've ever talked to that's been in solitary, they go, you have to, like, read books or, like, do Sudoku or some shit, or else you just lose your mind.
Which I do.
What's the last book you read?
No, Sudoku. Reading nuts, bro. Give me a couple numbers, bro.
I feel like you just do crosswords and fill numbers in.
Yeah.
Like, you don't even know.
Yeah.
You just
4, 4, 4, 4, 4. I just do crosswords of just numbers. Bro.
Capital of Norway, 0564. That's what it is, dude. Dude, there's all sorts of... Basically, if you're a public figure, if you're a famous person in any capacity, you've had an assassination attempt put on you. If you're like... If you're like a president of a country, 100%.
Oh, put on you. Yeah. But like... That's fine. That's like... That's fine, bro.
No.
Like, yeah, because like there's always going to be people that are home. They're like, bro... Like right now, all jokes aside, not a political figure. Kanye, you don't think there's a couple Jews in a tunnel?
Oh.
Just devising a plan?
Just digging away.
Yeah, you seen his shirt?
Yo, that is crazy.
Wait till we come out in the sunlight, bro.
That is crazy.
Wait till we catch you in broad daylight.
Be honest. Yo.
It's Shabbat right now. You lucky.
If they talk shit like that, that would be fine.
He did wear the swastika on a Friday. I don't know if you know this.
Yo, be outside.
Just made that up. But
It might have been. It might have been Shabbos.
Real, yeah.
It might have been Shabbos.
Yeah.
If they said that, they were like, yo, let me catch you.
Yeah.
Let me catch you out in these tunnels.
Yeah, I'll see you in the streets when these candles fucking out, bro.
They probably do have muskets, to be honest with you.
Muskets?
The Hasidic Jews, they just pump up their muskets.
For sure. Yeah.
But yeah, if they got Kanye, I feel like a lot of people would be like... If it was a Hasidic Jew.
Yeah. Also, but anything politically, it's like, it splits a country. Like, it doesn't matter how you see it. Like, even when you look at, like, the most lopsided votes are always, like, 60-40. There's still, like, 40% of people who are like, fuck that guy. Yeah. There's enough people to be like, there's got to be a couple crazies.
But be honest, if Hasidic Jews caught up to Kanye and took him out, would people be mad?
First of all, bro, Hasidic Jews don't fist fight. Okay, so it's like...
But if...
Huh?
If Mossad gets him, that's different. That doesn't count because those guys are terrifying.
Yeah.
But if it's just like if it's your landlord pulls up on Kanye, you got
that guy's got to be like raised here.
Oh yeah, he's a Brooklynite.
Yeah, you're not gonna get like a Jew from
Poland.
Yeah. No. You're not gonna get a Jew from Poland.
No, you got to be Kings County. You know what I mean? Like that's.
He goes, if I beat he's thinking too much. He's like, if I beat this guy up, they're gonna call it a black on white crime.
Oh, that's a good point. That's gonna be Brooklyn riots all over again. Have you ever?
It's like no one's gonna give me the credit. They're just gonna think I'm racist.
Yeah. Remember we were talking about Louis, King of France?
Yes.
Well, there's another guy, Louis the 15th, the guy right before the guy with the high heels. Famous assassination attempt, 1757. This guy, Robert François Damiens, had maybe one of the weakest efforts you can imagine. Okay, here's how the story goes: a cold, snowy night, January 1757. Damiens approached the king, passing his guards, just walks past him.
Mm.
Secret Service at the time was pretty lax.
Yeah.
Seems like you could just walk past the guy. This is the guy that did it.
Yeah, but that guy looks like he's down.
Angry.
He's down, bro.
See that knife in his hand?
Yeah.
This'll come in a little later. He walks past the guards, takes out this little penknife, stabs the king in the side. You would think that's a pretty good assassination attempt, right?
Sorta. Unless he's wearing armor. Bang.
Better. Can we pull up a picture of Louis the 15th?
You go, better. 9-pack.
Yeah, diesel.
Just ripped, bro. Yeah, good luck getting past these crunches, bro.
Yeah. If he's built like you, which for the record, can we just talk about your Instagram?
No, let's
first?
not do this, bro. You're literally in
This
shape.
shit's been pissing me off.
Last time I saw you, bro, you came out to me with a shirtless picture of yourself. You said, me too.
Well, I gotta tell someone, you know what I mean? I can't put on, look, your Instagram's been pissing me off, okay? I see these pictures of you looking diesel, looking shredded, cute as hell.
Yeah, but I seen you, bro. You're like, yo, me too. You're about your shape. Don't do that.
No. Compared to you, bro, I got nothing.
Me and you outside, bro, can move a whole house.
Yeah, we should start a comedy fitness class.
Yeah, just fucking in a U-Haul.
Yo,
Mobile?
Imagine, would you want to do that with me? We do a spin class. We teach it, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Or we do like a high-intensity interval training, okay? Like a CrossFit type thing,
Yeah.
but we just roast people the whole time.
That's fun.
So we do stand-up. We just riff.
But roast, like what? Does it have to be about them or like can we like just straight up low-hanging fruit?
Yes.
Look at this fucking fat whale.
Yes. That's the whole fitness class. So people are working out, they're doing crunches, they're trying to get in shape.
Why is your shirt so small? Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm telling you, low-hanging fruit, bro.
Yeah. No, we just roast them. But what's the best motivation? Negative reinforcement?
Is it? You know what? I'm going to go ahead and agree. My sister was obese. I made fun of her a lot growing up.
And
but in a
she
fun
now?
way. Skinny, relationship,
eating disorder.
Own apartment.
Yeah. But it worked.
Heavy drugs. No. But own apartment.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Own apartment, coke addiction. Like, who? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Good with the bad.
Also very funny when she was fat. She was like, it's a thyroid thing. I was like, sure it is. And then it was a thyroid thing. So,
what?
Yeah, I'm the bad guy for sure.
No, it happens. But you had your heart was in the right place.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you know, bro. Have you ever seen a thyroid diet? Like a diet for like people who have like thyroids and stuff? No. Yo, some of it doesn't make sense. She'd be like, I'm like losing weight. And then she'd eat like a fucking pint of vanilla ice cream. I was like, come on, bro. I was like, yo, between me and you, I don't care where you're Googling this.
Hold on. Let me find a thyroid diet real quick.
Just type in, yo, thyroid diet with vanilla ice cream. I'm not kidding. That's the one my sister was doing.
Thyroid diet? Okay, come on. We need to do ice cream on it? Okay, for people with thyroid conditions, ice cream and other dairy products may need to be limited to avoid their iodine content.
So this bitch lying.
Yeah, you gotta call her up. You'd be like, yo,
time out. That's even more impressive. That means she was working twice as hard.
Yeah,
bro, on the other shit. Yeah, outside of ice cream, bro, locked in.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes me want to work out. When I eat terrible one day, I just eat like shit all day. The next day, I'm like, I'm fasting. I'm doing carnivore. I'm working out.
I drank the next day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I wish I could like force myself to throw up.
Yo.
Just to get it all out of my body.
You have an eating disorder.
No, I don't, but I wish in those days.
Oh, you're too soft to have an eating disorder.
That's the thing, man. Like I I gag when I brush my teeth, so it's like there's no fingers.
Stop it, bro. New Yorkers are so annoying. You guys try to prove how straight you are all the time.
That's not straight.
Yes, it is.
That's kind of gay.
No, you guys are so. You're like, dude, I'm so straight. I can't even brush my teeth.
Well, here's the thing: is do I have a 14-inch toothbrush?
Yeah. What are you brushing your teeth with? Let me see your toothbrush. This is
I'm 9 inches deep, bro. Yeah, I'm like, bro, this shit makes me gag, bro. Mad gay.
Your toothbrush is a giant black dildo. I'm like, yeah, dude, that's gonna make you gag.
Like, yeah, bro, my fucking throat hurts.
Yeah. You got that oral D, you know what I'm saying? What's up, guys? We're going to take a break really quick because I want to talk to you about the most discreet, coolest way to curb your nicotine cravings, and that's right here with Zippix. You probably see me chomping on a couple of these toothpicks. During the episodes of this podcast, I like to use a little bit of nicotine when I'm locking in on a long-term conversation with someone, trying to figure out the deep meanings of life and aliens or even consciousness. I also like it when I'm trying to write. Sometimes right before I go on stage, I find that it just gives me a little bit more of a locked-in feeling. I can focus for a little bit longer. There's even been some studies to show that nicotine has improved aspects of fine motor skills, attention, and auditory processing and memory. So if you're trying to lock in for a little project you have, you just need a little boost. A little bit of nicotine is great, and these are great if you're trying to quit smoking too. If you don't want to fill your lungs up with smoke, but you still like the little nicotine feel, they have a bunch of great flavors. They also have 2 milligram and 3 milligram options. Zippix toothpicks are great for flights, a little sporting event, or even just hanging out with the boys, having a couple drinks. Zippix has helped hundreds of thousands of customers get their nicotine fix without needing to inhale smoke or vapes or any of that stuff. So if you're interested, go to Zippix, that's Zippix, toothpicks.com, and the listeners of this program will get 10% off their first order by using the promo code GAGNON. That's right, GAGNON. Get 10% off. I also should let you know that you have to be 21 years old or older to order. Also, nicotine is an addictive chemical, so please use it wisely, only as much as you need. Now let's get back to the show. What's up, guys? We're going to take a break really quick because I need to tell you about how you are potentially entitled for some compensation. That's right. You may have been injured without even knowing it. And I think statistically, most Americans have been injured by this. We know that our food is poison. Many of these companies, these massive conglomerates, are pumping our food with stabilizers and gums and other processed chemicals that are illegal in most other countries. But for some reason in America, they are fully legal, and they are allegedly causing many health problems. That's a very small alleged. I actually just read a book about this, ultra-processed humans. It's fascinating that the processed chemicals that are going into our foods are terrible for you. I mean, if you were to take a baked cookie and a cookie that's filled with processed preservatives, even if they have the same exact nutritional profile, the one with the preservatives and all the gums and stabilizers and ultra-processing chemicals is going to be worse for you by a far, far margin. So, if you have been exposed to many of these ultra-processed foods, they've been known to be addictive, they've been known to target children, and they can potentially cause chronic diseases such as type 2 diabetes, fatty liver disease, both of which were unheard of 40 years ago, but now affect the lives of thousands of children. It looks like the people over at Morgan & Morgan are fighting for the people once again. That's right. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest law firm. I mean, they have, handled thousands and thousands of cases, recovered billions of dollars for their clients, and now they are targeting the ultra-processed food giants of the world, okay? So if you or your child has been diagnosed with one of these diseases that I mentioned before, you may have legal options. They have helped thousands of families seek justice against these big corporations, and they are ready to fight for you as well. So if you are interested, go to forthepeople.com/Gagnon. That's right. That is forthepeople.com/Gagnon. If you're interested in potentially hearing more about the way that these companies can be affecting you and your health and the health of your family, and how you may be entitled for compensation because of that. Now, I do have to disclose this is a paid advertisement. Now let's get back to the show. Yeah, you're supposed to avoid like sugary foods in a thyroid diet, avoid processed foods. You're supposed to eat lean proteins, selenium-rich foods like Brazil nuts. I think your sister is just going through something, but shout out to her. It sounds like she's a lot better, and you have something to say for it, so that's good.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna hit her up.
Back to Louis XV.
Yeah.
So this guy gets stabbed, right in the side. Damien's didn't think the plan over, okay? Because he used a very tiny blade, and on a cold night, the King of France, who can afford anything he wants, was wearing a ton of layers. He was wearing like a shirt with another shirt.
Anything he wants except for heat. You feel me? Throw the fucking heat on, bro.
No, bro, there's no heat.
That's
what are you going to do?
Yeah.
You got to light a fire or something. But he's just suited up, 10 coats, and the blade hits his jacket, doesn't go through. It just kind of pokes him.
Yeah.
Louis XV, huge drama queen, after he's stabbed, he believes that he's going to die. So immediately he turns to his wife and starts apologizing profusely. He starts crying, says, "I'm sorry I cheated on you."
God, bro.
Yeah.
It's like a guy who tries to kill himself and then all he does is break his legs.
Everyone's
way more mad.
He's got this whole note I did this because of you and I'm sorry for this thing, da-da-da. And everyone just reads the note. They're like, "Bro, you wrote this?" And he's like, "Yeah, I was in a bad
suicide note, but still alive."
Yes, that's the worst.
Yeah, I thought 4 Tylenols would do it.
Yeah, my bad. I didn't realize. I just felt amazing.
Yeah, forget the shit I said on the 3rd sentence. That was crazy. I was wilding.
You take 4 Tylenols, jump off a bridge, break your leg, but you don't even feel it. You're like, dude, I feel great.
That's great.
These Tylenols are kicking it.
Also, 4 is probably too little. No?
Well,
I've taken 2 on a headache. I go, it's not doing much.
You're on an empty stomach. It might help. Ultimately, Louis XV is okay. And the blade didn't pass through more than a ½ inch. It did poke him, and he started bleeding a little bit. And Louis XV went on and, just lived the rest of his life. Damien's was executed 2 months later for the assassination attempt. But Louis XV just
2 months is a lot of time.
For
sure, torture. You got to torture.
Probably got a little tortured. Probably
waterboard.
A little waterboard. He had to go probably do trial. The whole deal.
Trial's crazy.
Yeah, they're like, "Did you stab this guy?" He's like, "No."
Come on, you tried.
Nope. I didn't do it.
Yeah.
Not me. But yeah, Louis XV, on the other hand, had to go.
Is that how they killed him?
Whoa. Before the judge. Oh, wow. So he must have just been crazy and they had him tied down on a mattress. That looks sexy as hell.
That's really funny. To be tied down, did you do it?
He's like, "Well, can you untie me?"
Yeah, first of all, y'all wilding out.
Yeah. First off, this seems like
first
a lot.
First of all, whose rope is this?
Yeah, why do you guys just have bondage
y'all
material?
Use new rope? Bro, I can smell the last guy on this rope,
you killed. Yeah. I feel like if you're already tied down in front of the judge, your odds are not that great.
No, and that's a futon, bro. They didn't even give him a bed.
Has anyone ever been tied down in front of the judge and the judge was like, "Hey, this was a big misunderstanding.
Yeah.
And you're free to go."
You're good, bro.
Yeah, I don't think that's ever happened. If they tie you down, it's just how long?
They carry you out on the futon still tied up.
Yeah.
You see me free.
That's how they take him out.
A$AP Rocky just being carried out. You see me free, bro.
Oh man, we got another one here. This one is wild.
That's a wild way to take someone to trial, though. I hope your followers they can see this, right? Do you guys post the images?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's absurd.
Yeah, that's not a good look. Imagine you're this guy's lawyer.
Bro, I don't even want my girlfriend to ask me questions like that, bro. Let alone fucking...
Yeah, I would confess to anything.
Yeah, I don't like that. Also, I just don't like being vulnerable, bro.
Yeah.
I grew up around, too many, boys and athletes, bro. You tie me down, I go, bro, someone's gonna punch my dick, I'm telling y'all, bro. You're sitting in court, you're like, "Yo, for real, though? Yo, no one punched my dick."
We got this one. This one's interesting. I don't know this one. This one was given to me by a friend of mine who helps me do research on the pod.
Louis the 19th.
No, my buddy Zach. He's a good old boy from Mississippi.
Nice. There you go.
And he helps me do research. And this one happened 1997. So, as a retaliation for the Mahan Yehuda market bombing in July 1997, this was an attack by Palestinian suicide bombers on a major market in Jerusalem. The Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, ordered 2 Israeli Mossad agents to assassinate Mashal, who was, at the time, the Jordanian chief of the Palestinian Sunni Islamic political party, which I think turned into Hamas. The agent entered the city using Canadian passports and waited for Mashal at his office. As he was entering, one agent injected a chemically modified toxin called levenofentanyl into his left ear. I'm assuming levenofentanyl, that's just...
He looks at his assistant, he's like, "Dude, you gotta suck it out my cock." He's like, "I don't think that's how it works, bro. I'm telling you, man.
No, come on.
Dude, you have to blow me to completion,
I'm injected, bro. I'm injected with fentanyl, dude.
Yeah, dude, come on. You know I'm gonna die.
Dude, so this is where it gets crazy.
Who am I gonna tell?
Yeah, I'm a Muslim. I'm the head of the Sunni. I'm the head of Hamas. I'm not gonna tell people you.
Come on, you know I don't want this.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go and put it on the news.
Just bros, bro.
Yeah, trying to save my life.
Bros before hoes.
If I got bit by a snake, would you suck it out?
From where?
If I got bit in my ear.
But where am I sucking it out from? I'll say this. I'll suck your ear.
Okay, you would?
Yeah, your ear. That's fine.
I got bit in the chest.
I'll suck your chest.
I got bit in the thigh.
Bro, everything but your cock.
Really? Yo, my fucking dog, bro. I respect that.
Yeah, don't wild out, bro. You get bit on your dick, I'll be like, yo, why were you exposed like that? Though? You know?
That's a good point.
That's problem number one.
You gotta
was
protect.
out here wilding out.
You got to protect. Cover the nuts if you're around a snake.
Yeah, why would you go to Black's Beach in San Diego? You know it's a nude beach.
Yeah, that is my fault. Yeah. This is what happens, okay? Mashal's chauffeur saw what was going down and hit the would-be assassin with a newspaper, and a security guard chased the agents once they escaped their car. The two were apprehended, and King Hussein of Jordan forced Netanyahu to hand over an antidote by getting none other than Bill Clinton to persuade him. Whoa. That's wild. First off, beating someone with a newspaper. I don't think that's ever worked.
Yeah, no.
And this is the one time it worked.
Unless that guy's a dog. Yeah, unless that guy just shit on the floor. Yeah. Unless it just peed off his wee-wee pad, bro. I don't think.
The chauffeur saved his life in the straightest way possible. Beats him with a stick, or just like a newspaper, just gets him off, and then calls up Bill Clinton and like, yo, get us the antidote immediately. And apparently he handed it over. Wow, that's the dude right there. That's wild. Injecting him in the ears, that's a tough look.
Also, how do you get to the ear? Like at that, you know what I mean? Like if you're going to inject anything, you were that close to his head, bro. Yo, just knife, like something bro.
Right?
You right there.
I wonder if they try to do it like sneaky.
That's mad funny. If they're like, yo, assassination attempt, here's a spoon.
Yeah,
like, yo, bro, come on.
I need a little
Let me get the right weapon.
Also, dying off fentanyl would kind of be chill as hell.
Is it?
Yeah, it's an opioid, I think.
Yeah, but do you just, like, do you feel it? Is it like, because isn't it like, I've seen like videos or like pictures of like people who like have passed away and they're like purple, like deeply
once
purple.
They're dead.
No, of course, but but someone who dies of natural causes, it does not look like that. Like that just looks like their body was like,
no, I think
it's close to exploding.
When did you see it?
I don't know. I seen like an image before though, and they were like, yeah, like puffy face, purple.
But if you're already dead, and on the way out, you were on heroin.
Well, heroin is like chill.
That's what this is. Apparently, according to Google, I've never done levofentanyl. Yeah. I've never tried it.
Yeah, me neither.
I've never even been around it.
No, yes, I swear.
But not, I feel like
nah.
The way you're saying it makes me think
not even once.
All right.
Not even once, dude. Actually, this is crazy. I one time we were walking by a park in like Lower East Side. I don't know if you know this. A bunch of people in Tompkins Square Park do heroin. There's like a fucking section of the park where they just let them do it.
That's chill.
I guess. It's crazy. But like you'll walk by and you're like, this is nuts.
Just clean up after yourself.
Everybody looks like they're plugged into the Matrix though. Like you're like walking by and everyone's just kind of like back and you're like, he's fighting.
My rule with doing fentanyl in public is the same as like a Puerto Rican doing a barbecue.
Yeah.
It's fine by me.
Someone bring beers.
Bring some beers. Tidy it up. When you leave, just bring the cooler with you.
Yeah, dude. Someone bring Modelo's.
That's my only request.
If you guys are going to be doing fentanyl, bro, someone bring a 6-pack of Modelo.
Let me join.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm just not ready for the H, but maybe,
Yeah. Maybe if
I'll
I
have a
3
cerveza.
beers, ask me again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, how many beers would you have to be deep to be like, yeah, I'll shoot this tomorrow. Who gives a shit?
Ooh, man. I don't think any, man. I've never done like a hard drug.
But you've never been offered when you're off your ass on.
But like even on like cocaine, like I've been offered like I've never done a hard drug in my entire life. They scare me.
What counts as a hard drug? I love when people say a hard drug.
Anything that's not natural, I would assume.
Oh,
man-made.
Okay.
So like I've done mushrooms.
LSD?
No. Mushrooms and weed. That's it.
Beer?
Yeah.
Sugar? 3 pints of ice cream. In solidarity.
Vanilla ice cream?
In solidarity with my sister.
Scream at your sister? I go, dude, this isn't even drugs anymore.
Cocaine is technically natural. If it's not stepped on.
I've thought about this. I'm not kidding. If I go to Colombia.
See, this is how it happens. But
I haven't done it.
But this is how it starts.
But if I went to Colombia and like somehow, some way, it's the night of our lives, I've seen my friends who don't do drugs do it. I'm like, all right, you guys don't do this. I go, everyone's having a good time. Maybe.
Might be worth checking it out.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Because it is just a drug. Like at the end of the day, like if it's like clean, there's fun to drugs. Like the point of like mushrooms.
You know, the dudes in Peru, they chew on coca leaves all day.
Oh, it's crazy.
Like it helps them with altitude, is what they say.
But what is coca? It's kind of like tobacco.
Yeah, can you search Peruvian cocoa leaves?
Yeah, that's just because they haven't discovered Zyn.
Go back to the last Google really fast. Did you see this? What does it feel like to be on heroin? Help is available.
Speak with somebody today is very funny.
Yo, confiscate Gabe's laptop.
Yeah,
dude.
text also who has a 3-digit number, bro.
If you are
988.
If you're in trouble.
I don't trust that.
Yeah, that Logic song is way shorter now.
Yeah, that guy's not in this country.
The helpline.
That feels like a foreign.
Yeah, if you gotta dial +1 to
Yeah,
get some
bro,
help.
that's a 4 number.
Yeah.
Why is this guy on customer service helping me all the way in Chennai, India?
So you're feeling very sick, very sad.
Daddy. And you're like, I'm sorry, man. I didn't even. I go, it was just you were doing it.
You're doing cocaine, doing heroin.
I go, are you shaking your head right now? Be honest. He goes, no.
Yes, sir, I am. Dude, if that's where the suicide helpline was, you call India. Like, don't do it, sir. Don't jump off the bridge.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Come on, man. Don't jump off the bridge.
I go, dude, where do you live? That's the first thing I would ask.
I'm in Bangalore, India.
I'd be like, all right. Word. How are you doing? How's like everything?
Doing very, very good.
You have like a family?
I have 2 children, sir.
Also, that'd be crazy if a guy on a hotline doesn't have a family.
Yeah, well, what if he's young? What if he's like, oh, so I'm not married?
Still, like a young guy shouldn't help someone from suicide, and an old guy should have a family.
Well, a young guy can help, right? You call.
Annie?
Who is the most optimistic people you know?
Would you ever go to a therapist who's 22?
I'd go to a therapist that was like a kid, 12.
Imagine he's like, bro, you just got to go out and get some pussy, bro. You just, like, I feel like you're overthinking this.
Would that not help you? Be honest.
He's like, yo, I'm telling you, I feel like you're like, oh, I'm sad, I'm this, bro. You tequila soda.
If your therapist was like a 12-year-old who was like, dude, let's just go skate. Would you not be like, yo, that's a good point?
A 12-year-old's got like a good...
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, they're still innocent.
We need more 12-year-old therapists. It's like, bro, why are you... Let's just go play football.
But here's the problem is that kid helps enough people. He's now torn up.
But then
14 and a half.
Where does he go? A 10-year-old therapist.
we have 6-year-olds helping 9-year-olds.
It's a Russian nesting doll of therapy.
I like that.
Yeah. We could make this as a business after we do our...
Why is that one so small?
After we do our comedy...
My therapist has to be 5'9".
Yeah, we need...
Just weird specifications.
We need children therapists. I support this. But yeah, levenofentanyl is a synthetic opioid. And it's been used in research into opioid receptors. And it also was used to try to kill Khaled Mashal. Regardless. Let's talk about Fidel Castro, shall we?
What's a fun one?
The CIA allegedly tried to kill Castro 638 times.
I'll say this right now. I can't believe that. Like, there's got to be something that they're like, maybe a guy, but like as an organization, you're gonna tell me they can't do it?
Well,
they can do whatever they want.
You would think, but how do you? They tried a bunch of times. They hired Italian mob bosses, Sam Giancana and Johnny Rosselli, and they tried to get them.
Yeah, but that guy gets to the border of Florida. He's like, oh, I gotta get out of the car. Yeah, bro. You got to take a boat. He goes, nah, I don't sail.
You trying to get me on a boat?
Yeah, I just drove 26 hours from Brooklyn.
And you're going to put me on a freaking boat.
You're going to put me on a fucking boat?
I'm on a dinghy going to Havana. You want me to go kill a guy? I don't even know this man.
Yeah, I got to collect rent tomorrow in fucking Bushwick.
Yeah, he's got an army? He's got a whole army of people over there. I'll take out the.
Yeah, this guy doesn't even understand English.
Yeah. But this is some of the ways that they've done it. They've tried to take out Fidel. 638 times is crazy.
That's absurd.
The CIA at one point tried to take advantage of Castro's love of scuba diving by planting mollusk shells that had contained explosive devices into the ocean when he was underwater.
Very funny.
I mean, that's hilarious.
Very funny. Yeah, he loves beaches, so we put detonating rocks.
I mean, that's fire.
Like, bro, just put a landmine. They're like, nah, I'm telling you, bro, but if he picks that rock up...
Like, who came up with these plots?
Game over. I'm telling you, he fucking loves astrology.
Bro, who came up with these? Like, who tried to be like, yo, how do we kill Fidel?
He doesn't pick it up, Joe. He's wild. He's acting wild Capricorn. Also, Cuban people are happy people, which is even funnier.
What do you mean?
Like, something about it tells me kind of unfazed.
Oh, the Cubanos?
Yeah, like after the attempt. Like, after a couple, you got to be like, yeah, whatever, bro.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. A lot of the Cubans were probably just like, yo, you're not trying to get us. You know what I mean? Who cares? Oh, dude, here's a couple of them. Ready? 1963, a counter-revolutionary working with the CIA was stationed in Havana, Cuba, okay? He's working at the Havana Libre Cafe. He was instructed to poison Fidel Castro's chocolate milkshake. He failed, spilling the toxin in the kitchen of the cafe. Adding insult to injury, the agent had to watch in despair as Castro enjoyed the regular milkshake that he had prepared himself.
How funny is that? Genuinely.
It's unbelievable.
To be back there and spill it, be like, well, we're not going to not give him one.
The clumsy.
They bring it out, and the guy's back. He's like, is that? He's like, no, man. Like we spilled the poison, and he fucking ordered it though.
Yeah, but we're not going to get tipped.
Yeah, we're trying to kill him, but this is a business, man.
Yeah.
Google reviews exist.
Yes. What about in 1960, Fidel Castro's in New York City. While he's in New York, his shoes are sprinkled with thallium salts, which were designed to make his beard fall out. It was assumed that Castro would be so upset by this that he would reach for a nearby cigar, which coincidentally had been laced with chemicals.
Very Carlos Hernandez. Because I'm losing my hair and it all.
Dude, shout out Carlos, bro. Shout out Carlos. Your roommate, Carlos.
Yeah.
Florida boy.
Yeah, he's balding.
Is he?
It's going.
You guys talked about this?
Huh?
Did he tell you this in confidence?
The products are all over the house. No, come on.
But
yeah, you got to look at it. Like, for example, I can look at your hair and be like, oh, nice. And then you look at his hair and you're like, it's going.
Yeah. There's a little bay.
Objectively.
Yeah, there's a bay of pigs going on his forehead. There's a front line that's
gay,
retreating.
But hey, bro.
Yeah, there's so many. How about this one? Oh, this one is amazing. They thought that they were going to paint a bomb to resemble a softball, and then they would throw it at Castro.
Like a gender reveal. He swings and misses?
Yes.
Yeah. Now we'll never know what the baby's going to be.
Which, that is the funniest shit in the world. You've seen the one where the guy swings and misses on the gender reveal?
Yeah.
It's multiple. So funny.
The failed ones are the best. Which,
you got to just be a little bit more... Like, dude, do you see the guy, like, he didn't swing?
No. Yeah, that's a ball.
His wife throws it. He's like,
yeah, we're having a kid, but I played 16 years collegiately. You think I'm swinging at a ball?
Yeah. Like, he didn't want to foul out on his daughter's gender reveal.
Bro, this is a rec league. You're down 0-2, bro. You gotta swing. Dude. Anything close. That's what we say.
I mean, that's so funny.
Just to be like, nah, that was inside.
He's paying me right now. He's paying the lines. You crazy? They tried to contaminate his diving suit with a fungus that would produce chronic debilitating skin disease.
He just came out brolic. Like, God damn it. Who laced it with steroids?
Yeah, there's testosterone all over my suit.
Why didn't that work?
I don't know if the diving suit, as well as an infected breathing apparatus, was meant to be given to Castro by American lawyer James Donovan, who led hostage negotiations with the leader. Also,
I like how a dictator's just out there doing normal shit. That really... That makes me feel good.
Yeah, well, you can't be dictating all the time.
I'm a dictator, bro, but you're going to tell me you guys don't like a little bit of pickleball?
Yeah. Like, you can't do 24 hours a day, 7 days a week dictating.
Yeah.
You got to chill. You got to find time for you.
Yeah.
Like, he probably has a therapist that's like, hey, you need to make more Fidel time.
Yeah, there's one more spot on indoor hoops. You don't think I'm going to take it?
Yeah.
They're literally hooping in Greenpoint in a half an hour.
They need me.
Yeah.
They need, like...
It's literally going to be a 7-on-8.
They need a big man. Like, who? Like, what do you want me to do? This was a great one. Marita Lorenz was one of Castro's mistresses.
She tried to kill him?
Lorenz told Vanity Fair in 1993 that while she was Castro's lover in the late 50s, she was recruited as a contract agent for the CIA, tasked with assassinating the Cuban leader. She was given 2 toxin pills to drop in Castro's drink.
Very funny for her to speak to CIA. Like, we're going to need you to kill him. She's like, oh, you mean Tuesday?
Yeah.
This is a Latino woman. They go, yo, here's a knife. She goes, I have a bigger knife. Yeah.
He's like, oh, that cheating son of a bitch.
Is that all you're giving me, bro? I have a machete.
He doesn't have any time for me. Okay, so I think we should take him out.
Yeah,
I agree.
He was out last night till 9 p.m. No text.
I'm glad you called, actually. I was already thinking about this. Apparently, this is what happens. She gives him the pills, or she gets the pills. One would kill him in 30 seconds, but she gets cold feet. She says in the interview, I knew the minute that I saw the outline of Havana, I couldn't do it. She says even if she wanted to kill him, she botched the job. She stashed the pills in a cold cream jar that made them gunky and unusable. They melted. And so she goes in the bathroom and she's like going through the pills, da-da-da-da. And according to her, this is what Fidel does. He leans over and pulls out his .45 and hands it to me. He didn't even flinch, and he said, you can't kill me. Nobody can kill me. He kind of just smiled, chewed on a cigar, and she said, you're right. He just grabbed me, and then we made love.
Tough. That's got to be the hardest she ever came.
Yo.
Yo.
Gotta be.
If she doesn't come from that, dude, nothing's gonna work.
You can't murder me.
Nothing's gonna work, bro.
But I can murder this pussy. You know?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's a bunch of others. The poison.
You can't murder me, but I can make you bleed.
Yeah. There's a bunch of other crazy ones. Yeah, I mean, like to
make sweet, beautiful love after that is so tough. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, she was Latina, bro. Like to get that deep into an argument and be like, you know what, this could all be solved by fucking is tough.
And it probably could.
Yeah.
I mean, it worked. She lived, he lived. Castro ended up living his entire life and I think just died of old age. Isn't that crazy?
That is absurd.
Yeah, he dies in 2016.
Yeah, I know he died kind of recently. Is that when we lifted the annex in Cuba?
I don't know. I think there's still technically an embargo.
Because people still going, right?
You can go, I guess, but I think you gotta get a visa. But like, I don't think you can buy like Cuban cigars legally. I think you gotta like go to Mexico, buy them from there, and then bring them over.
Interesting.
That's what my dad does.
That's tough.
They sell them in Europe, and he just like scoops up a ton of like cohibas.
But at that point, it doesn't feel Cuban.
Oh, it still feels very Cuban. My dad is the most Cuban French Canadian.
Well, he lives in Florida. Yeah, he's assimilating.
Bro, I didn't understand my father until I lived in South Florida for 4 months.
Until I saw him in all white.
Bro, literally, like my dad, my entire childhood would just like, he would wake up. He worked a lot in Europe, but he would do calls when he was in Florida. Like when he was in Florida, it was just all remote. So he would like wake up, he'd be on the phone at like 6 a.m, just like talking French.
Scheduling assassinations?
I thought he was in the CIA, to be honest with you. But he was like on the phone 6 a.m. He would just be like walking around the pool in just like a muscle tank top and like short running shorts, listening to dance music in the background. He was like listening to like Cascade and Avicii, just like blasting through the house 6 a.m, and he's just walking around outside on the Bluetooth.
Very Ari Gold of him,
bro. And like he had like a chain, and then he would get done with the call and then just go work out outside in the yard, in the sun.
Speak French.
Oh my goodness, it was amazing. And then he would just like have a glass of wine, be working out while he's drinking, like just like.
It sounds like you're trying to fuck your dad. You go, I'm telling you, man, chisel glistening.
Bro, he was just a beast.
You go, right amount of chest hair. I'm like, what are we talking about?
I didn't understand the guy until I moved to South Florida and lived there in 2020 for 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
And while I was down there, I swear to God, at one point, I'm walking around the pool, listening to dance music on the phone, and then I go work out in the sun. Same. I didn't even put the two and two. I didn't even put it together. My wife was like, "Are you doing your dad's workout?
Yeah.
You're doing Francois' workout?
You yo daddy's son," and then your wife goes,
"Hey,
you yo daddy's son."
That's crazy. He died in 2016. There's a chance Fidel Castro listened to Lil Pump.
Is there?
Yeah.
No.
It's very possible. He might have listened to like X. Like, you got to think, like, what rappers were popping in 2016? Migos?
There's no way that guy listens to anything that wasn't Spanish music. Maybe Bad Bunny.
Was he popping in 2016, though?
He was a guy already.
He was doing his thing?
I don't know if he was like... He was probably listening to... Who's a...
Daddy Yankee?
Daddy... He for sure has bumped Gasolina, bro.
That's crazy to think that Fidel was listening to Daddy Yankee. Oh, here's an assassination attempt that probably should have gone through. Adolf Hitler. The old Hitler, man. 1944.
Big H.
Yeah.
They call him.
Yeah. Basically, this is what happens, all right? There's a bunch of assassination attempts made on Adolf Hitler. There's one, Operation Valkyrie. The plot, cooked up by German resistance, involved a briefcase filled with explosives to be planted next to Hitler in a meeting. It was foiled when the briefcase was unwittingly moved by General Major Heinz Brandt, redirecting the blast and killing Brandt and 3 other men, none of whom were Adolf Hitler. All of those involved in the July 20th plan were executed, and Hitler only suffered a perforated eardrum as a result of the attack.
Very funny.
Wild.
Now I can't listen to EDM.
Exactly. You can't listen.
Yeah, the beat doesn't even drop as hard anymore.
Yeah, no, if you're listening to a song with stereo, you're just like, damn it, dude.
That's crazy. That's the only one?
But that's the only one I think that like damaged him. There's a bunch of others that just like didn't work. It just
that's crazy.
Foiled. I mean, kind of wild.
Also, it makes you realize, I'm like, either the security for like obviously some of these like top political figures in the world's got to be fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Because like you'll see them on the street, you're like, oh, there's 6 people. There's also 19 guys with snipers on the block. Like it's that.
Well, have you seen like the Secret Service guys that have the fake hands?
No.
Search Secret Service agent fake hands. So this still goes on today. Like, I'm pretty sure America does. Like, every country does it. You can see on the right, this bald dude, those hands.
Oh, yeah.
Fake.
No, 100%.
So he's in a suit. I think his head is fake also.
Either that or he has arthritis.
Yeah, which is not who you want protecting you. But he's got 2 guns underneath his coat. that he's walking around with these fake arms. That way, if any shit busts out, he's got his hand on the trigger already.
That's fucking nuts.
Crazy, right?
Also, if something does bust out, bro, that's a highlight reel. Like, that's going on ESPN. Like, the way he'd bust out of that jacket would be so tough.
He'd look like Dr. Octopus.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He would look
8 arms and shit. Maybe crazy. But yeah, that's how guys are still doing it to this day. Oh, this is why I'm like not fully on board with like time travel. Because if time travel was real, then there would have been way more assassination attempts on Hitler. Right?
Yeah.
Like, there would have been thousands.
Yeah.
They'd been like, yeah, some guy flew to this art school.
Also, we just wouldn't know about him. Like, there'd be a certain point where you're just like, history's changed. The ripple effect, right?
Exactly.
The idea of like, he's gone. That would be fucking nuts because we wouldn't know.
They should make that movie. The time travel that goes back in time.
Know? Yeah.
The time travel that goes back in time. And then from Hitler's perspective, where it's just like people coming out of these like time portals trying to kill him his whole life. He's like 12 years old doing
art. Or a guy
art.
who was stuck in Interstellar. A nerd who was stuck in Interstellar in history class.
Ooh.
And he's like, why aren't you guys bringing up Hitler?
Everyone's like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Who's that?
Oh, you mean the painter?
What's up, guys? We're going to take a break really quick because I'm sitting here in my beautiful tent, as you can see, every week, day in, day out. And people always ask, they say, Mark, how do I have a tent like that? I want to sit in a beautiful tent and invite a lover, a friend, you know, someone that I appreciate and adore. I want to give them a good time inside my tent. Well, it's easy. Thanks to the good folks over at BlueChew.com. That's right. Blue Chew is the original OG brand offering chewable tablets. And what do these tablets do? Oh, I'm glad you asked. They are going to give you just a stronger, harder, and longer lasting sexual performance. That's right. They're going to help you pitch a tent any place, anywhere. And the best part, it's all done online. That means you don't have to go to a doctor's office and, you know, talk to him and be like, oh, you know, I'm feeling some type of way. Look, this is not for people that are, you know, lacking necessarily. This is for people that want to have the best experience of their life, whether it's Valentine's Day, birthday, a funeral, who knows? Whenever you need it, you never know when you could use Blue Chew. And we have a special deal for the listeners of this program. That's right. Try your first month of Blue Chew for free. That's right. Completely free. Mark, is it going to work for me? Hey, it's free. Why not just try it? Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring this podcast. All right, now let's get after it and let's get back to the show. But yeah, dude, this 42 attempts, this one perforated his eardrum, which is actually kind of funny to think about Hitler, like being hard of hearing. No one ever talks about.
Yeah, well, that's how he screamed.
Yeah. Everyone's like,
that kid, yeah.
Everyone's like, bring it down a little.
He's angry. No, bro, he just can't hear.
A lot of yelling. He's like, huh? What?
Yeah.
What? I can't. What'd you say? It was just a lot. Oh, how about this one? This one is on Charles de Gaulle.
The Hitler one still blows my mind because that feels so like primitive. The idea of like, we're going to leave this bomb here and when he walks in. Bro, what are you talking about?
That's not a bad idea.
Also, who put the bomb? Did they say?
Yeah, I mean, some random German resistance guy.
Oh, okay.
His name's Oberst Klaus von Stauffenberg.
There you go.
Seems like a fake German.
Yeah, very fake.
Oberst Klaus von Stauffenberg?
Yeah.
But yeah, he put it down. It's not the worst idea. If it worked, I mean, it killed some other people. You know what I mean?
Has it?
I mean, it killed the 3 guys that took the briefcase away. So had it just stayed right there, it would have worked.
I guess. The thing like about stuff like that, like I said, it's like, if I'm that big of a political figure and you know there's assassination attempts coming, anything that's in my room that I didn't put there, you know what I mean?
Mm.
Like I've done this before where it's like, I had a roommate one time, like this is years ago. And I knew they were like going to my room, like grabbing shit, like dumb shit, but they were just like going to my room. So one day like I left and I just took a picture. And I came back and I was like, well, that's out of place and that's out of place and that's out of place.
I mean, one way you can test this is
the thing on the door.
Yeah, you put like some coins on the door.
Yeah.
Or like, I mean, you can put tape on the door, but that might be hard to close the door.
Yeah. Also, the person can see the tape.
Well, if you put on like the outside, like right on the corner.
I heard you.
You know what I mean? Like just a white piece of tape, and then someone opens it. But knowing my luck, it wouldn't rip. It would just like peel off. But then you would see it because if it closes, it wouldn't stick.
It puts back on.
Yeah, just perfect.
All your things are gone. You're like, what the fuck?
No tape. Yeah. Is it some time traveler coming
they've been coming in through my window?
Yeah. No, I think you just put like a little clear tape on the corner, double secure it, and then maybe even perforate it a little bit.
You ever seen those videos on TikTok about people being like, you have to check all the things in the hotel room?
No.
And people will do like things like around like the doorknob. They check like the black lights, the outlets, like it's
because
like,
they don't want like the video camera in there.
Yeah,
yeah.
But it's like weird though.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's
like at some point to be like, what are they gonna find?
That's my question. What are you doing in this hotel room?
What are you doing in a hotel room that you feel like you need to check everything?
Just go to sleep, bro.
Yeah.
Right? Like, okay, what? They get you naked?
Yeah. Beat off under the sheets.
Like under a tent. Like you're reading a book.
Everything else you should be fine.
Yeah, you're reading a book with a flashlight in the 90s. You know?
I generally think that's the only thing I'd be like, yeah, I don't want to be caught.
Mm-hmm.
Just like beating my meat on a hotel bed, but it's like just go under the sheets if you're that scared.
But at the same time, that's also what hotels are for.
What?
Just jerking off.
Oh yeah, dude. Don't. I have a rule, bro. Don't touch the curtains.
Wait, what happens on the curtains?
Hey, they don't change those.
What are you doing on the curtains?
What am I doing? What are other people doing, bro? It's the one thing in the room that's not changed.
Well,
furniture, the bed, the sheets are changed.
Well, you know they don't change like the throw pillows.
They change the pillowcases.
Not on the throw pillows.
Oh, like a throw? Yeah, but like, bro, if you're sleeping with a throw pillow.
But you got to throw all that. If you're worried about the curtains, you got to be more worried about the throw pillow, because that could have been used as like a hip adjuster.
Yeah,
you know?
Underneath the ass.
Who knows?
Sweat on it.
Because you're like, oh, I'm not gonna sleep with this pillow, so I'll just put my ass on it.
You don't think they throw that in the wash?
I don't think so. I'm almost positive. I mean, I'm not sure. I should have a hotel helper.
But here's the thing: is we don't know, but the curtain for sure is not being changed.
Yeah, I mean that's for sure. But also, I think the curtain's gonna have less. It's gonna have less human touch. My guess.
You think?
Who's getting freaky with the curtain?
Here's the thing: is I think if you beat your meat, the first thing you do after is open the curtains.
But I'm cool if you beat your meat, wash your hands off, even towel or something.
What if you didn't?
Okay, there's a little leftover on the side.
A little?
I'm not as worried about the curtain.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna just.
A little would be your third nut of the day. You get.
I grab from the very.
You get a guy fresh one nut.
Maybe it's a different story.
Yeah,
That's fair.
yeah.
Here's another interesting failed bomb detonation story. George W. Bush, 2005.
J Boogie.
There's this guy waiting for the United States President George W. Bush and the Georgian president to speak at Tbilisi Central in Georgia, the country, not the state. When Bush began speaking, he threw a Soviet-made grenade wrapped in a red handkerchief toward the podium where Bush was addressing the crowd. The grenade landed 60 feet from the podium, near where the president of Georgia was sitting with his wife and other officials. The grenade failed to detonate. Although original reports indicated the grenade was not live, it was later revealed that it was. After the guy pulls the pin and throws the grenade, it hit a girl in the head, cushioning its impact. The red handkerchief remained wrapped around the grenade, and it prevented the striker lever from releasing and killing the First Lady, Laura Bush, the Georgian president, and anyone else around because it never detonated. The Georgian security officer quickly removed the grenade, and the president of Georgia disappeared. The guy says that he threw the grenade towards the head so that shrapnel would fly behind the bulletproof glass. Neither of them learned of the incident until after the rally.
Also, great throw.
Yeah, I don't know how far he threw it. That's a good question. Like, we got to see like how far it was that, I mean.
Also very funny, but like, yeah, I meant to hit her head.
Yeah. Like, he doesn't want to get called soft. You know?
Yeah,
He's like, no, I tried.
That's what I was aiming for.
Yeah, I tried. Yeah.
Come on, you know me, man.
I hate that girl.
Yeah, headshots only.
That's my ex. Yeah, I don't. Oh, the president was there? I didn't even notice.
Yeah.
President? Nah,
Yeah.
who gives a shit? I was going for that girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of women, remember when I said that there were some women that were would-be assassins?
Mm-hmm.
Gerald Ford, 1975, had 2 assassination attempts in short order. General Ford succeeds President Nixon after he resigns in 74. He was attacked twice within 2 weeks in 1975. The first time, Charles Manson's cult follower, Lynette Fromm, aka Squeaky, tried to shoot Ford, who was visiting Sacramento on September 5th, in order to gain approval of the imprisoned Charles Manson. She was thwarted from firing a shot by Secret Service agents. She was imprisoned and released in 2009.
Release is crazy.
Is she still out there? Can you search Lynette Fromm today? I mean, that's wild that she's still out there.
She's the CEO of Pfizer.
Yeah, imagine. You're like, bro, this girl really turned her life around. That's amazing. Wow, she's still alive.
She needs new headshots. It looks like she's doing stand-up to the right one.
Wait, she's at the Funny Bone? That's crazy.
Yeah.
She's on tour?
Virginia Beach?
That's wild.
I think that was her demo.
She was released on parole on August 2019, moved to New York. where she and her boyfriend live in a house that is decorated with skulls. In a 2019 interview, she said the following about Manson. Was I in love with him? Yes, I still am. Bro, she might be listening to this.
If I'm her husband.
She might be listening to this pod.
Man, you're her husband?
Yeah, but you got to recognize game. Manson's already dead. You're like, yeah, who cares? That's her old thing.
Yeah, but that's a crazy guy. Charles Manson, legitimately, like, I believe this. Top 5, like, scariest looking people in the world.
Oh, yeah. In his trial where he's just like...
Just by, like...
Who am I?
Yeah, just to, like...
I'm the wind.
Yes, bro.
I'm nobody.
Scary, bro.
Yeah,
Charles Manson is, like, a terrifying looking dude.
Did you see the Netflix doc?
No.
There's a new Netflix doc about Tom O'Neill's book called Chaos that basically ties the link between Charles Manson and the CIA's MK Ultra experiments that they were conducting in San Francisco in the late 60s.
Yeah.
And allegedly he was used as a tool, some type of agent of MK Ultra and the CIA to discredit the hippie movement and the anti-war sentiment that went along with it.
Yeah, I don't trust no one with that haircut either.
That's my hair, bro. That's basically
no, bro, you got longer hair. Like, here's the thing is, if you getting fresh cuts to the shoulder as a man, that's crazy.
Yeah, you got bangs. You getting bangs put on? Like, bro, you can't.
Yeah, if you come down, you go, just to the shoulder. Bro, what?
You're not far off.
Out of my shot.
You got to chill. You got to chill.
Right now?
You're not far.
This is crazy.
You're not far.
I'm very far.
Are you still a shortstop? Why is your hair like this?
Softball season's next month. Yeah.
You got to be careful. You got to be careful.
I know.
There might be a bomb in one of those softballs. So that happens on September 5th, all right? Gerald Ford hears about this. He's pretty freaked out. Whoa, Charles Manson tried to get me killed. September 22nd, he's targeted again by a woman named Sarah Jane Moore, a mentally unstable woman radicalized in San Francisco who fired the gun, but her aim was thrown off by a veteran. Moore was held in the same West Virginia prison as Squeaky from the woman from before.
Did they both fuck Manson is what I'm wondering.
I don't think Sarah Jane Moore did.
Bro, if you got 2 girls, 2 women trying to kill a dude, bro, they getting tough.
Well, he definitely did. Well, the woman that killed Sharon Tate in the LaBianca murders, like the murders that actually put Manson like into public infamy, he convinced these women and also one crazy guy to go and kill like one of the most famous actresses at the time and then just some random family.
Crazy.
He convinced him to do it.
Crazy.
And how did he learn how to do it?
Viagra or no?
I don't know if it was confirmed. I don't know. He might have just been.
You think he was fucking? You think he was raw dogging bitches that well?
He might have been. I mean,
where they want to kill somebody?
I think he was having sex with them. I think
that's got to be a 45-minute pipe session minimum.
Yeah, at least
3-4 comes
plus LSD.
Plus LSD. That's the thing.
So he was dosing all of them with LSD.
Yeah, you feed a bitch a sandwich and fuck her on LSD. Things are different, man.
Dude, bacon. LSD tomato.
Yeah, you get a BLT from Subway.
You got the Manson BLT. You might do some crazy
Italian
shit.
herbs and cheese, I'm telling you, bro.
You might do some crazy shit.
Different. Don't Chipotle mayo, because this bitch might come before she even gets to the assassination attempt.
That happened to Gerald Ford 2 attempts back to back. I mean, that's crazy.
That's very fucking
that's a lot.
Recent.
That's a lot. Richard Nixon. This is wild. The Watergate scandal is heating up on Nixon, and he's facing another problem, an assassination attempt. February 1974, Samuel Bike, B-Y-C-K, Bike? I think it's like how like a hood dude from the South says back.
Yeah, this sounds really close to the K one.
Okay, also that. Jeez, I mean, yeah. Wait, which one?
Huh?
All right. This guy, Samuel Bike, he's an out-of-work tire salesman who blamed Richard Nixon for all of his problems. He tries to hijack a jet from Baltimore International Airport and fly it into the White House. Bike got on the plane after shooting a guard at the checkpoint. The pilot and co-pilot tried stalling the desperate Beck, who shot multiple times, killing the co-pilot. Police outside the cockpit unleashed a barrage of shots that wounded Beck, then he killed himself. Whoa.
Wild.
That's
also,
crazy.
Why not?
What do you mean?
If you're already like lit up and you still got the gun in your hand, don't fight back.
I don't know. It's like
end it.
All of these guys are so gay with that, though. Like, I think about Hitler the same way. I'm like, look, Hitler's a terrible guy. He's obviously an evil tyrant, okay? But at the very end, when everything was coming down, he killed himself.
Yeah, Pussy. But that's kind of fun in a sense. It's like, for example, imagine you made a movie and you're like, I want to piss people off at the end.
No justice.
Yeah, let's just finish this thing off out of nowhere.
Yeah, just
Yeah, you're like, yo, was that the ending? Is there a part 2? They go, he wilded out, bro.
Yeah, that was it. I'm like, dude.
Hour and a half into the movie, I'd be tight.
You're doing all this shit. You're like, dude, I'm going to kill the president. He's the reason for all my problems, And then you don't even follow through. There's no follow through. You just, that's whack as hell.
I mean, car salesman, man, doesn't look like a guy who, like, did he want much? Like, what were the dreams? To be like, he didn't follow through. It's like, I'm pretty sure car salesman wasn't the dream job either.
How bad is it being a car salesman? Because I look at that, I'm like,
it depends. Do you work at Major World?
What's that?
I don't know.
What is Major World?
There's just commercials for it.
I've never seen a
They're
Major
the largest used pre-owned dealership in Queens.
Oh.
Shameless plug.
Yeah, are you on the payroll of Major World? Like, what the hell? I didn't know you were such a diehard Major World guy. That's wild. Tell me more. How long have you been working with these guys?
Not long at all, man.
They should sponsor this podcast.
Major World, yeah. After that, we should just send them that clip.
Dude, those commercials, like we would get some in Florida.
You've never seen those commercials? Major World.
No, I grew up in Florida. We had our own different crazy. The one that we had in Florida was Scratch and Dent World.
I mean, you don't go there.
Can you search Scratch and Dent World commercial?
That sounds like Carpenters.
These were the all-time greatest guys ever.
Scratch and Dent?
Scratch and Dent World was the name, which I'm going to name my 2 kids Scratch and Dent. But this was this down in Kissimmee, Florida, Scratch and Dent World. Ready? Can I put the volume? Oh, I'm going to need you to put the volume up because these guys are amazing. This was for like used home products. So like,
Hi, folks,
here we go.
I'm Lee. Whirlpool and KitchenAid are liquidating 9,000 brand new Scratch and Dent appliances. At the Loop next to Lowe's, just 14 days. Scratch and Dent refrigerators up to 70% off. Scratch and Dent ranges and dishwashers up to 70% off.
Whose wife is that?
I don't know. She got a knee brace and shit. I mean, like, what's going on with the knee brace?
They like walk down the aisle. She's like, I can't.
Hold on, Gabe, go back and search Scratch and Dent World commercial Asian guy.
Just 14 days.
This was the most all-time greatest dude. Oh, yes, this guy.
These white out-of-box pieces are perfect, but the price... Out-of-box, $14.82.
I mean, this guy's the man, bro.
Also, bro, yo, quicker cuts. You know, like...
It's about tension.
Bro, yeah, but bro...
Look.
Yeah, but we waited mad long for that.
Dude, his catchphrase, keep going. His catchphrase was unbelievable.
If you could ever conceive of having a stainless steel fridge, today is your day. Half price.
That was 4 cuts.
14 days.
Half price.
Half price.
If you didn't buy Appliance Direct, you pay too much. That was the whole commercial.
That's great.
I would wake up after being on the couch at 3 a.m. in Florida, and this would be on TV.
They gave that guy his lines 3 weeks before he showed up. Not ready. Bro, the fact that he spoke 7 words and it was 6 cuts. His
line.
Like, we work at this, yeah, bro.
If you didn't buy Direct.
Every other line was a different angle.
If you didn't buy Direct, you pay too much. Okay, yeah. If you pay too much, fuck. Line. I mean, that's unreal. Yeah, so these guys, if this guy wanted to kill Nixon, I'd be like, let's look at what Nixon did. Because I have these guys back 100%.
They wanted to kill Nixon?
Yeah. The Scratch and Dent World guy? The Appliance Direct guy? Dude, I love the Appliance Direct guy. I thought this was global. I thought everyone knew the
Also,
Appliance
I do want to say this. We were talking about car dealerships, and then you were like, bro, but you got to see these fridges in Florida, bro.
It's the same vibe. It's the energy is the same. Because
Yeah.
if you didn't buy Direct...
Yeah, your kids fit in both.
Yeah. That is true. All right, let's do another one, shall we? Benito Mussolini. You ever heard of him?
Nice.
You've heard of him, right?
Of course.
What was he famous for?
Bad things.
Good answer. Dude, are you media trained? That was very good. Benito Mussolini has had a couple crazy attempts, all right? April 1926. Mussolini had just finished giving a speech at the Conference of Surgeons in Rome. He's walking through the Piazza del Campidoglio, a square at the top of the Italian city's Capitoline Hill, when Violet Gibson, a small, disheveled-looking woman, raised a gun and fired at him at point-blank range. 2 chance events prevented Gibson from succeeding. First, Mussolini happened to turn his head to look at a group of nearby students who were singing a song in his honor. This caused the bullet to graze the bridge of his nose rather than hit him square in the face. Second,
Crazy. Very Trump.
Crazy, right?
Very Trump. That's crazy.
Gibson fired another bullet. She had already been dragged to, she fired another bullet. It lodged in her pistol, misfired. By that point, she had been dragged to the ground by a mob. She was deported to England, where doctors declared her insane.
Also smart. Fun.
Yeah. Crazy, though. In the popular Napoleon Cafe, anarchist Gino Lucetti, he was wounded in the neck by a shot from a pistol following an exchange of shots with a fascist, Alessandro Perfetti, who was shot in the ear. He went to the ground near Montignosso, unable to find a doctor prepared to remove the bullet. After a few days, Lucetti was smuggled aboard a ship for France, where he was finally given treatment. There, Lucetti attempted to assassinate Mussolini, and it was going to make him famous.
Also, these names too Italian, bro. Like, get a Vita. Like, get like a...
Yeah, there's probably too many Italian names. That's one of my biggest issues with Italy. A lot of Italians.
Same.
A lot of Italians over there. He stood around near the Porta Pia, waiting for Mussolini to pass by, when the famous Lancia carrying Benito Mussolini drew near. Lucetti hurled a bomb into the side, which smashed through the windscreen, but it failed to explode, bouncing onto the running board, and only exploded when it was some meters away from the pavement. In the ensuing confusion, he sheltered in the doorway of a nearby store, and the guards caught up to him, punching and kicking him. They found him in possession of a second bomb. He was sentenced to 30 years in prison. Crazy. A bomb off the windshield. I mean, that's a tough look.
Also, if you don't have windshields that, like, a bottle can't go through, get a different car. That's smart.
Yeah. No, I mean, if you're driving around like the leader of a country.
Yeah, this should be bulletproof glass.
Probably reinforce them a little bit, you know?
That should be in a safe.
It's probably smart. Oh, how about this one? Andrew Carnegie. You ever heard of him?
Mm-hmm.
This is in 1982, okay? There's this guy, Henry Clay Frick. He's second in command to Andrew Carnegie at Carnegie Steel. Frick hated unions. Like, all the Gilded Age capitalists hated unions, but Frick truly despised them. In 1892, his workers went on strike to protest a drastic wage cut. To prepare for the strike, Frick constructed a 4-mile-long wooden stockade around the entire factory, topped with barbed wire and fitted with rifle holes. When the strikers refused to disperse, he sent 300 armed guards who floated on barges. In the midst of the strike, a young anarchist named Alexander Berkman attempted to assassinate Frick, but his aim was poor, and he missed. Carnegie's deputy was wounded, and Berkman served 14 years in prison. I mean, that's crazy that this guy, while there's a union strike, sends 300 armed guards to, like, go attack him. That's wild.
I mean, why not?
I guess. What I mean? You have all the money in the world, and you're like, these guys are messing it up. I don't care about
the safety of the city anymore. You saw what that guy tried to do to me?
Yeah. Oh, this one's wild, dude. Edward Longshanks. You ever heard of this guy?
No.
He was a former king of England. Let's get a picture.
Longshanks, that guy's gotta try.
Yeah. He's a tall dude. Here's an interesting thing that happened to Edward Longshanks on his trip to the Holy Land before being able to head back home and start his new career as the famous King Edward I. There was a mastermind behind this assassination attempt to be a local Mamluk commander. And basically, here's what happens. Around 1270, there's a situation in the Middle East, all right? Jerusalem had been reconquered by the Muslims in 1244, and Acre was now the center of the Old Kingdom of Jerusalem. The Muslim states were on the offensive under the Mamluk leadership of Baybars, and they were threatening Acre. Edward's men were an important addition to the garrison, but they stood little chance against Baybar's superior forces in an initial raid at nearby St. George's, okay? June 1272, in the Crusader city of Acre, the English Prince Edward and his wife Eleanor were asleep when a spy came asking to meet with Edward Longshanks. The spy had been a Muslim who converted to Christianity who had been serving the prince soon after his arrival to the Holy Land. Edward gets out of bed, wearing just his underwear, and had the spy brought to see him. According to the account of the Templar of Tyre, which happened next, was this. The Saracen met him and stabbed him in the arm with a dagger, making a deep, dangerous wound. Lord Edward felt himself struck, and he struck him with a blow of his fist on the temple, which knocked him senseless to the ground for a minute.
Tough.
Then Lord Edward caught up caught up a dagger from the table which was in the chamber and stabbed him in the head and killed him. The prince was not yet out of danger, for according to most sources, the assassin's dagger had been covered in poison.
One punch?
Yeah.
Sign that guy for
yeah.
NHL.
What weight class is he fighting?
Yeah, put that guy on ice.
As the alarm was raised throughout Acre, officials and doctors came running to help. What happened next depends on which chronicle you read. One version explains that it was Edward's wife, Eleanor, who saved him by sucking the poison out with her mouth.
From where?
Might have been his dick.
His orifices.
Yeah. Another account says that an English surgeon was called to operate on Edward, and he proceeded
He's
to
only
cut...
stabbed in the arm, though.
Yeah. So the surgeon came and cut away the infected flesh around the wound. In this story, Eleanor starts to cry, prompting the surgeon to get annoyed and ask that she be taken away, since it was better that she would weep now rather than have all of England do it later. What Edward thought of all this has gone unrecorded, and it took several months for Edward to recover. Once he did, he quickly boarded a ship and returned to England.
Imagine he's in there. They never released it, but for real, he was like, bro, she's annoying, bro. They're like, yeah, you sure you want to? He's like, yo, don't put this out, but bro, that bitch get me tight.
Yeah, it's
bro.
just, yo, let me die.
Yo,
let me die.
Every time.
Which story do you like better? She sucked the poison out, or that she was crying uncontrollably, and he was like, yo, shut up.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, you like that one better?
That one's funny. Your wife cares, and he's like, yo, enough.
I mean, it is annoying if you're a surgeon trying to do surgery. You're like, all right, we don't need all this, you know.
Also, he's like a king, so they're for sure just doing it like in his living room.
No, yeah, for sure.
Why does every assassination attempt? Why is it always like a single firearm?
I mean, what else are you gonna use?
No, but like a single shot firearm.
Well, yeah, I mean,
yeah, like there's like Glocks that are just like, brrr, like just fucking, hey. Try 7 of them. Your arm is going to swing up. You go aim at the feet, bro. I'm telling you, one's going to crack.
That is a decent point, to be honest with you. I mean, there's this one of Ronald Reagan, basically the same thing. There's a guy that, this guy, John Hinckley Jr., became obsessed with the 1976 film Taxi Driver, which starred Robert De Niro. In the film, he's this like fucked up anti-hero that wants to assassinate presidential candidates. And Jodie Foster's also in the movie as like a child prostitute. Hinckley becomes so obsessed with Foster that he moved to New Haven, Connecticut after finding that she was attending Yale University there and even enrolled in a writing class on campus so he could be close to her. His attempts to make contact were unsuccessful, and Hinckley began to grow agitated that she wasn't noticing him, so he came up with a plan to get her attention: assassinate the president. He originally intended to murder Jimmy Carter, but was arrested in Nashville for unlawful possession of a firearm before he could make any attempts on his life. It wasn't until 1981, Ronald Reagan takes office, that he carries out his plan. He approaches Reagan outside the Hilton Hotel in D.C., fires 6 shots at him.
Nice. It's a good amount.
None hit Reagan directly, but one bullet did ricochet off of the presidential limousine to hit Reagan in the chest, puncturing his lung and causing serious internal bleeding. Thanks to prompt medical attention, he survived.
It's very funny. That's like a dude you're at the park with who like takes a jump shot and he's like, I called bank. Like, no, you didn't, bro.
You bank shot it in the president.
You did not fucking call bank, bro.
The craziest thing.
Yeah, you got the shot, but we're not giving you credit.
Apparently, he's like goofing around. Reagan gets shot and he's just like goofing the whole time. Like he's getting taken in to get surgery done on him. And the surgeon's about to cut in and Reagan just looks at him and goes, I hope you all are Republicans.
That's very funny.
And then the surgeon looks at him and goes, sir, today we're all Republicans.
Nice. What a thing to say. Bonus.
Right?
Yeah. Ching. That's also very funny to be like, I'm fucking with y'all, bro. I'm literally, I'm good, bro.
Yo, y'all thought I'm not him? Y'all,
y'all fucking with y'all, bro. I'm good. I'm chilling.
There's so many other failed assassination attempts. Probably too many to count.
Also, which is crazy. Like, you would assume, like, anyone, like, you go after a random guy, hey, you can fail.
Yeah.
Bro, if you're going to go after fucking a political figure, get a guy. Get like a guy who knows what he's doing. No, like you're not going to get an amateur. Like the guy, like the Trump shit felt like an amateur.
I mean,
like,
yes, but no. You know what I mean? See, there you go. That's your perfect example. During the Trump thing, this guy had a perfect long range, rifle.
Supposedly, like great aim and everything.
Not that far away.
Mm-hmm.
Misses. So it's like, yeah, you can have all the weapons you want. I honestly think that the people that do this are either A, crazy,
yeah,
B, mind controlled by the CIA, or C, set up by like some other foreign government or something. But who are you going to set up to go kill a guy? And you are going to be you're not going to kill the president and get away with it. You're going to kill the president or whatever leader there is, and then you're going to be killed immediately. You're going to be put in prison for the rest of your life. You're going to, your life is going to suck. You might get given the death penalty. So you got to find someone that's willing to throw it all away.
Well, I think that's also what's crazy about the idea of cash.
What do you mean?
They'll never get rid of cash. Like, we'll never get rid of like a physical currency. Like, it doesn't matter like how online things get. It's like, that's how you commit crimes. You commit crimes through like a cash, like, transaction.
Yeah.
Like the idea of being like, yo, what's your Zelle? I mean, like, bro, what are you talking about?
Yeah, you can't Zelle an assassin.
Yo, so I'm not on Zelle, but you could cash at me.
Yeah.
Like, bro, nah.
You don't want to deal with any.
Yeah, get that guy cash, put it under his mattress. It's that. It's like the idea that someone could just fucking truckload of cash and be like, that's untraceable.
Yeah, that's true. But I do feel like these guys get into that position and they get nervous.
Of course. Bro.
And they're like, oh, this is crazy.
Yeah, that guy never has a wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got other things on his mind.
Yeah. Girl from last week.
Because if I do this, I'm never going to get pussy. If I kill Trump, I'm never going to get pussy.
Yeah, so that's on his mind. No family, just thinking about other women. And then on top of it, you get nervous. And then, there's I feel like there's way more failed than successful.
Yeah, but like, for example, the thing with the Trump thing is genuinely like insane. Like, I looked into it, I remember when it first happened, I was like, that's crazy. Like, every aspect of it is fucking nuts. Like, it wasn't that far. It was like,
he had a rangefinder before that he was like walking around the grounds, like scoping things out.
Crazy. That's why like it's kind of sus.
Apparently the building he was on top of was the Secret Service like hideout, like basically like their headquarters where they were like
the calls coming from inside the house, bro.
On top of the house.
Yeah.
Like it's
the calls coming from on top of the house.
Just like with a broom. Just
That's
like
very funny for a guy to be like, yo, stop, bro.
We're trying to do
y'all
Secret
making
Service.
Mad noise, bro.
It's the Secret Service for a reason. We're trying to be secret. Can you be quiet?
Y'all are mad loud. Y'all literally argue all the time. It's just like a Spanish couple upstairs. Like, why'd y'all rent that out? Bro, you know what it is, man. We just have mad empty apartments.
But yeah, that one's a little...
Rent's getting expensive, bro.
That was wild. I don't know. It seems very sketchy.
That one's crazy. Yeah. That one's absurd.
Yeah. Which one's the funniest to you? The ones that we went through today. Which one sticks out in your mind? If you had to recap.
The fucking sweater one, man. Because that's a real... Like, all of them were kind of failed attempts. That one's like the closest.
Wait, which one?
The sweater, the guy with 19 sweaters on. I think glued whatever. Bro, that's just a funny day.
Yeah.
You called me on a cold day,
Yo, it was
bro.
mad brick.
Yeah,
like, it's brick outside. Like,
had nothing to do with his ability to defend himself.
No.
That, like, he was toast.
He just had 4 North Faces on.
He just fuck with Lululemon. Bro. Like, you don't know the brand, bro. He goes, this shit not even out yet. Y'all gonna see, bro.
Yo, I bet you those jackets went so crazy.
Of course.
Like, after that happened, just line out the block like Supreme
That shit's
Store.
on StockX.
There are 1,000 of Koreans just lined up.
The stabbed sweaters.
Yeah. Yo, if you put like a little stitching on it, embroidery.
Kind of a little patch. No, you gotta honestly not.
Wait, why?
You gotta leave the cut open. Like, that's kind of what makes it vintage.
Yeah. But then it's kind of like the Drake bullet hole shirt in Australia. You saw that?
Yeah, but if those are obviously fake bullet holes.
Wait, Dar? I thought this guy survived something.
Imagine he paid a guy. He's like, yo, you get shot in that? He's like, I feel like there's another way to make this shirt.
He's like, no, we need to be authentic.
Bro, just trust.
I'm an artist.
Yeah, trust, bro. We have bulletproof vests.
You ever seen the videos of the dudes that there was one YouTuber that tried to like prove like how good like a bulletproof like vest was or something?
And he died.
Yeah. Bro, come on.
Absurd.
Well, Max, I feel like we got to the bottom of the worst assassination attempts in history.
We solved them. Yep. Here's the thing: is some people were like, "Oh, we're just going to hear about." I think we've debunked everything today.
Yeah, your original point of they didn't do it, I think doesn't hold up. I think a lot of them did do it.
Yeah.
I think you've been proven wrong.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. We also did read the ones that are 100 years ago.
It was biased. Might have been biased.
The ones that are like, for example, like modern day assassination attempts that fail are crazy.
The Georgia one with George W. Bush, where he threw the grenade, didn't explode?
No, that's crazy.
But it might just be a crazy guy.
When was that? 2001?
2005.
5, huh? Before the recession.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, well before. Yeah, 3 years. Yeah, this is before we even knew who Obama was, right?
Right? He was barely talking to the DNC.
Oh, man. This is when he was just hooping.
Yeah, no.
When things were good.
Oh, dude, I want to see his huddle account. I want to see his high school stats.
Honestly, can't be good.
I bet he was balling out.
No. He would have made the league, bro. He would have played. He didn't play college.
But I bet you had a choice.
Huh?
He had a choice. They were already getting him ready.
We all did.
They were getting I was going to go
I tell
pro.
people all the time,
I was going to go
you
pro.
You know me, man. If I wanted it, I could have had it.
That's exactly. That's what Barry O would say,
That's
too.
why I still play rec sports. It's not because I never made it. It's because I was like, I'd rather chill, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking.
Oh, yeah. Enjoy your
up.
6 a.m. workout.
Yeah.
Goofy.
It's silly.
Dummy.
Where can people see you, by the way, if you're on the road right now?
Just my Instagram, Max Manticof. I'll be on the road, and I got like Philly, Seattle, Tempe, Oregon, a couple places, Utah. I'll be in LA. Yeah, just I'm on the road. Yeah, if you guys want to come see me, I also have my own podcast, No Facts with Max. Pull up where we only talk about real things that don't happen.
Hell yeah, dude. And also a lot of shirtless pics, which I implore everyone to go in and just comment about.
And here's the thing is like, yo, you guys, you know, for the 7 of you that do come and see the shirtless picture, bro, I'm telling you, Mark is in better shape, bro. And he's going to lie. And look, here's a good story for everybody real quick before we get out of here. Me and Mark went to play soccer and Mark had a corner kick, right? Yo, day's going fine, bro. Game's tied like 8-8. Everybody cooling, like chilling. It's a chill game. Mark slide tackles like 3 people. Were they all black? Yes.
No, okay, that was a coincidence. That was a coincidence. They're the fastest guys. Of course I have a slide
stop
tackle.
trying to slow them down, dude. Let that guy fly. Let him spread his wings. Mark hits a shot from a corner attempt, bends it in like Beckham, and then just walks away, bro, emotionless. Yo, we're at Bowery, Nike Field in the city. Bro, smile. You know what I mean? Like, but this is the vibe. Yeah, this is me. This is who I am. And me and Mark had a very serious conversation. I was like, look, I know you had a kid and things are tough, but you do got to start smiling more. And
job not finished.
Yeah, job's not finished. Y'all were up 9-8 and you were like, nah, bro.
What are we celebrating about? Job not finished.
I feel like y'all clapping too early.
Job not done.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Mamba. I'm the Mamba.
You are the Mamba. Honestly, I didn't know you played soccer like that. I pulled up. I was like, you see me, couple regular passes.
It was a wonderful game. We should do that again.
100%. Yeah.
I'll see you there. Anyway,
thank you for having me, bro.
Of course, brother. I appreciate you coming on.
Appreciate you having me.
Chatting about these assassinations, and let's do it again soon.
Yeah, you come on my podcast, dude. Let's talk about why it's weird to have a kid.
I agree. There's a lot of weird things about it. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Appreciate y'all. Check me out on the road, themarkyagno.com. Check out the merch, campgoods.co. And we'll see you guys next time. Peace. If you've made it to the end of this episode, that's because you rock with us. And for that, we rock with you. You are sophisticated. You enjoy honest, true communication, a highbrow type of person that understands this. History is not just dates and names. It is a tapestry of human triumph and tragedy. From the day Nostradamus made his first prophecy to the morning Paul Revere took his midnight ride, from ancient oracles to modern revolutionaries. That is why I need you. If you have not already, please sign up for Today in History, our free newsletter. Today in History brings you the stories that matter, the moments that changed everything, and the secrets hidden in time. Join thousands of history enthusiasts who get their daily journey through time. Don't let another day of history pass you by. Take the conversation to your inbox. Sign up now through the QR code or link in the description. Today in History, because history's stories shape tomorrow's world. Thank you for watching the episode. We'll see you next time.